The following segment is sponsored by the University of Utah Health. Aging is a part of life, whether we like it or not. But today we have Dr. Timothy Farrell here to share how we can embrace this stage of life and really change your perspective. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Kaime. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. Of course, well, we're all aging by the second, but I really love that you're wanting to change the perspective about way people look at that. So let's talk about what ageism first is.
Yeah, so ageism really is discrimination based on age. It can be for any age, but it's particularly harmful for older people.
Okay, now, why does this language matter when we address older adults?
Yeah, so if language is used that has sort of a negative connotation, like sweetie or honey, as opposed to Mr. or Mrs., or even things like elderly, instead of using that instead of older adult, that can really have a negative connotation, and it can make it harder for me as a physician to really engage patients and understand what matters most to their health care and for them in general.
Well, you know, I brought up perspective, and it's all about our mentality. And so if you're thinking of yourself as someone that's much older than maybe your mind is, you're going to see it.
That's right. And you get this situation where there's all kinds of messages in society that are reinforcing ageist stereotypes. And so, unfortunately, folks tend to internalize those stereotypes, and they say, well, I can't do X, Y, or Z because of my age, when usually that's not the case.
Absolutely. Okay, so how can we celebrate age?
So I think one way is to just include older adults whenever possible. So for example, University of Utah Health is an age-friendly university, and so that involves including older adults in the life of the university, and just taking advantage of the vast amount of wisdom and talent that older adults have. So why let that resource go untapped? Include older adults in every aspect of life.
Absolutely. My dad is 70, and he's like, oh, I have so many years left. I'm like, Dad, don't say that.
That's right.
You got to change your mentality. Okay, well, how is the University of Utah Health really helping aging adults then?
Yeah, so there's a concept called age-friendly care. And so it's really, I talk about what matters to older adults, putting what matters to them at the center of care and making sure the care is aligned to that. We, of course, address all the medical conditions, but when you focus on what matters most, you tend to provide care that patients actually want and need. It turns out it tends to be less costly. It tends to be more satisfying for everybody. And so it's kind of a win for society in general, but mostly for the individual patient.
Well, I can tell you, when I get a little bit older, I'm coming to see you. I like your positivity. It's all about positivity, all about your mentality. Well, where can people find you and go for more information?
Yeah, so you can go to University of Utah website, healthcare.utah.edu. More specifically, you can just Google age-friendly care, University of Utah Health, and you'll find a number of resources about opposing ageism.
Well, thank you so much for being here and talking about ways that we can celebrate. I think every moment in life is so important, and even though you cross even over 80, you got a lot more years to live, right?
Absolutely.
All right, well, thank you so much, Timothy.
Thank you.